What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Post-Gazette Pirates YouTube channel. Colin, Beazley, and Noah Hiles coming to you here. Colin's in Pittsburgh. I am coming to you from American Family Field, where the Pirates just wrapped up a 3-game series against the Milwaukee Brewers. They won the first game, lost the next two. We're going to talk about what we think is one of the bigger stories to come from this series. Probably not the biggest, but we talked about that guy a lot already, and I'm sure he's going to be discussed a lot more on this channel. So we're going to talk about some Paul Skenes today instead of O'Neal Cruz. But before we do that, we want to remind everyone to head to post-gazette.com, where you can check out all of our work. We have features, we have multiple stories from every game, analysis pieces, mailbags, which runs every Thursday, and a lot of good stuff there. Breaking news, exclusive information that you can only get at post-gazette.com. And you can get great coverage, not just for the Pittsburgh Pirates. We cover all Pittsburgh sports from high school through all the professional teams in town. And we cover all the news, art, entertainment, culture. We have opinion pieces, everything that goes on in the city of Pittsburgh and its surrounding communities, the Post-Gazette covers. So check it out at post-gazette.com. Get yourself a digital subscription and check out our print product. We print every Thursday and Sunday. Okay, Colin, like I said, we're going to leave the O'Neal Cruz talk to other videos on this channel. It's going to be discussed in my mailbag, which I'm going to record as soon as we're done recording this one, which will run on Thursday. And I'm sure, Jason Mackey, Adam Bittner, other people are going to talk about it on this channel as well. And we've already written about it a ton. I think this is another big story. What unfolded today with Paul Skenes. During the broadcast early on, Greg Brown, the Pirates play-by-play guy, kind of indicated that this was going to be a shorter start for Skenes, that they were going to monitor his pitch count, his innings limit, and he was not wrong. Paul Skenes, this was his third shortest start as a major leaguer. The other two were his major league debut last year and his final start of the season last year, and both that final start was predetermined. He was only going 2 innings. So this was probably organically the shortest outing of his career, although they knew it was going to be short. He was pulled after just 78 pitches, I believe. He allowed the 4 runs, all of them coming in the top of the second inning. I don't think that the quick hook had that much to do with performance. I think, if they were tied, he probably gets a 5th frame, and that's it. But overall, he gets the quick hook, something Don Kelly talked about, something Paul Skenes talked about, just how they want to monitor his workload. I'm going to throw it over to you because I've been talking for about 3 minutes now. Just want to get your thoughts on the Pirates doing this.
Yeah, I think it's something that, unfortunately, it makes sense. As much as everyone would love to see Paul Skenes throw 300 innings and see one of the best pitchers in baseball pitch all the time, you got to keep this guy healthy. You got to keep him healthy for next year, for years in the future, and for seasons where the average start will matter more than this one. I think that he is 23 years old, and he's a big part of the Pirates' future, at least in the near term over the next couple of years. So why would you put any more risk with him than you need to? For this specific start, I think it was a unique opportunity for the Pirates to limit his workload a little bit, considering you had a guy like Mike Burrows available out of the bullpen. I don't know if this is something that will happen, that Mike Burrows is suddenly going to become a bullpen guy, switching with Braxton Ashcraft. I'm curious thoughts on that. But I think that this is just an opportunity that came out of the doubleheader in Detroit, that came out of the entire rotation getting messed up a little bit. You had an opportunity to save some bullets from Skenes and get some work in for Burrows. So I think it was a unique opportunity and a good move by the Pirates here.
Yeah, and I like the timing that this comes. I mean, they didn't do any sort of innings maintenance or workload maintenance when, they were in contention. I know they were never really in contention this year, but I mean, entering this start, he had pitched 102 innings on the season. That was second most in the National League, and I believe tied with Tarek Skubal for 4th most in Major League Baseball. So it's not like they've been babying this guy at all this year. And I honestly don't think they've ever really babied Paul when it comes to innings as a big leaguer. You could criticize, you could argue that they babied him in his progression to get to the major leagues, although he only started like 11 minor league games before making his MLB debut. They built him up appropriately, I thought. And then when they were in contention, he was always allowed to go deep in games. I mean, they pulled him here and there, and you could argue, but like for the most part, I don't remember a ton of quick hooks for Paul until maybe last year in September when they were well out of it. And again, that's what you should do. You should think long term when you know you're not making the playoffs. And this Pirates team, they're not making the playoffs. So yeah, I would think the only reason you want to be a little cognizant of not completely butchering his workload is because this guy deserves a chance to win the Cy Young. And knowing that his win-loss record is not going to be good because you didn't surround him with a good enough team to take advantage of his many very productive starts, I think you owe it to the guy to at least give him a shot to eclipse 200 innings. I think the guy has proven to be capable of throwing 200 innings. Yesterday was the halfway point in the season. He was at 102 innings, so and I don't know if he'll start exactly that many games in the back end, but you'd have to assume he's on pace to eclipse 200. I think if you keep pitching him at this pace, that's completely reasonable. It just means that there's going to be some games that he goes into where he knows he's only getting 5 ups at max, or maybe 6 ups, or maybe he's only going to be allowed to throw 90 pitches. And I think you have to look for opportunities to do that. I don't necessarily love the idea of going into a start just knowing, hey, you're only getting 5 today. But if they're down 4-0 after 5 innings, knowing this team, or if they're up, if there's been some cases where Paul has had, like last year, he would have a 7-run lead after 5 innings. There's no need to keep him in the game with that. Save a couple of innings. Or like you mentioned, Colin, with scheduling, if there's a rain delay or a doubleheader or some off days in the week and you can build in an extra day of rest, it makes sense to do that for Paul Skenes. It makes sense to kind of rearrange the rest of the rotation to cater to him because he's your most important player, not just this year, but for years to come. Him winning the Cy Young helps your organization. It's going to make people want to come play here, and they need anything they can get on that front. And it also makes him more happy, and it gives other pitchers a reason to be, something to strive for. And so, yeah, you got to take care of Paul, build in those rest days. And thankfully for this organization, they have the Mike Burrowses, the Braxton Ashcrafts. They have Thomas Harrington already on the 40-man roster, and Carmen Mlodzinski stretched out long enough where he can provide spot starts as well. You have other guys who can give you 4 or 5 ups when needed, when you want to make those quick little schedule changes.
Yeah, it's nice to see that the Pirates do have those starting pitchers. They do have those bulk guys. It's a strength that they have and something that'll certainly be important to them for the rest of the season, for the next couple of years at least, and definitely interesting going into the trade deadline as well. I know that's a topic for another conversation, but it's something that we can definitely monitor as time goes on. So,
to conclude, I just want to send a message to the Pirates fans because I know you guys, you're frustrated with this year, and I get it. There's been a lot of frustrating things. But I will say, and I'm not going to tell you how to feel, but I do think in my analysis here, I don't think this is worth getting frustrated over because it is serving all parties well. I mean, Skenes is on board with it. I think it makes sense for the Pirates. If he can still get over 200 innings on the mound, it is beneficial. As long as you're not putting him in a spot where he's only throwing 165 innings after throwing 160 total the year prior, that would be counterproductive. But the way they look to be doing this, I think makes sense. Let me know how you feel down below in the comments, though. Would love to weigh in, have you guys all weigh in on that. So that's all we got. That's Colin's timer saying it's time for me to shut up. So I'll wrap it up. He's Colin Beazley. I'm Noah Hiles. Check out all of our work at post-gazette.com. Get yourself a digital subscription to the Post-Gazette if you don't have one already, and keep subscribing, subscribe, I should say, to this YouTube channel at PG Pirates, where we keep you covered for the Pirates season every day moving forward.
Thank you for checking out this content from Post-Gazette Sports. If you watch this video on YouTube, please like the video and subscribe to our channel. For all of the sports coverage the Post-Gazette has to offer, visit post-gazette.com.